Good morning, everyone. It is 6:11 in the morning. I'm getting ready to go into the gym, do a workout, and then do a moderately long run. So I wanted to take you through what I eat in a day. I am training for the Great World Race, 7 marathons, 7 days on all 7 continents. I'm 13 months out, so I'm in my base building phase. If you haven't seen my video yet on the training phases that I'm going to take myself through for preparing to run the Great World Race, seeing as I am 13 months out, I've got time. You can go back and watch that video. And so when you do, phase one is what I'm in right now. This takes me until about the end of January. This is just a foundational base building phase. The focus of this phase is to keep myself in as tip-top half marathon distance shape as I can. I am running a half marathon in 2 weeks in Toronto. And so my calories right now are moderate. They're nothing like what I'll be consuming getting closer to needing to run 7 marathons in 7 days, and the calories that I need to consume to get my body just extra primed for that. Right now, I'm eating just at or below my maintenance level macros. My maintenance level macros for the activities I'm doing right now are about 20 to 50 calories a day. Because I like to feel just a little bit lighter than eating at my maintenance level. Right now, I have my macros planned daily to hit about 2,000 calories a day. And that's give or take. Sometimes I don't feel like having certain extra condiments. Sometimes I feel like having a little extra peanut butter. So the 2,000 calories a day gives me a little bit of wiggle room on either side. And I know that I'm not going to feel drastic effects if I add an extra tablespoon of peanut butter, or if I don't feel like having jam that day and I don't have my jam on my bagel. So I like to have a little bit of wiggle room because I love tracking my macros and relating it to my performance, but I do not like feeling like I'm in a box. So that's where we're at right now, about 2,000 calories a day, and that works out to be 160 grams of protein, about 240, or it ranges between 200 to 250 grams of carbs a day, and then about 60 to 70 grams of fat. And again, that's that wiggle room. 160 grams of protein. I'll show you the protein sources. I'm all about whole protein sources, incredibly limited protein supplements or anything that would be considered a supplement for my protein. Carbs, I look at really getting whole food carbs. About 60 to 70% of my carbs come from starchy carb sources, and the rest is made up with fruits and vegetables. I am a huge proponent of focus on protein, eat the rainbow. And then we come to the fats. I have a philosophy that I try to get people to, anyone that I coach or anyone that comes to work in my app with me, eat your fats. Don't just think about oils and sauces. So I really focus on eating fattier meats because that will give me my fat plus protein. I really look at eating avocado, nuts, walnuts, especially so good for your brain, Brazil nuts, things like that. There's so many great minerals in nuts. Adding on some cheese, things like that. So focusing on eating your fats. And you'll see a bunch of that as I go through my day today. So let's talk about first thing in the morning. How do I get these 2,000 calories a day at 160 grams of protein, about 200 to 250 grams of carbs, and 60 to 70 grams of fat? First things first, as soon as I wake up, hydration. We lose a lot of moisture in our sleep at night, and we can actually get dehydrated. We generally tend to wake up a little bit dehydrated. I chug 500 milliliters of water as soon as I get up. I set it out the night before so I can just wake up in my stupor at 4 a.m., grab it and chug it. And with that, I take my probiotics as well. And while all of that is happening, my coffee is brewing. And within my coffee, I add each day 10 grams of protein. Now, I'm going to show you, 10 grams of collagen. I'm going to show you a few supplements from different companies. I am not sponsored by a supplement company, so these are just generally products that I love. I do have a link for this one, this collagen, because I swear by it. And it will get you like free shipping if you're in the States. This is just generally a product I love. I've used it for about 5 years. It's the unflavored collagen by First Form. And the reason why I love this collagen amongst all others is because it has all 5 sources of collagen. So it's got bovine, fish, egg, chicken, an eggshell membrane. Yeah, so there's 5 sources of collagen. It has all of them. And also they've added an essential amino acid profile to this. This is not something to think about ever substituting for protein, but it can kind of mimic a protein, but that's not why I take it. I take it for my hair and my nails. I noticed about 5 years ago, my hair was just getting really limp. I'm 45, and I started taking it 5 years ago. This is the longest my hair's ever been, my entire life. The strongest. My nails grow and they don't break. And it was so collagen always goes into my coffee in the morning. Put some cream in my coffee, full fat cream. I don't believe in the non-fat cream or full fat cream. And then about 20 minutes later, I have my first meal of the day. And this is definitely my pre-run, pre-workout meal. I want it to be a mix of starchy carbs, which are a little bit slower digesting, mixed with some fast digesting carbs to replenish any carbohydrate stores that I lost overnight. Our bodies can use up to 60% of our stored carbohydrates overnight. Our brain takes up most of that. So our body loves to store carbohydrates in our liver and in our muscles because it's like, okay, if you're going to be moving, I got to be ready. So not only does we have stored energy as fat on our body, but also it stores carbohydrates as glycogen. Again, that happens in our muscles and in our liver. So we want to replenish that from what's happened overnight. This is why even if you're an early morning worker outer, it's actually quite important to still eat something before you work out. So it's taken some finessing because my stomach first thing in the morning isn't like, hey, I want to have a full meal. So I look for the most compact calorie sources so I can have the smallest meal with the most amount of carbohydrate. So that's the packaged oatmeal because it's oatmeal plus a little bit of sugar. I do mix in some egg whites into my oatmeal pre-run, and then I also will have some orange juice. And because this is a very fast digesting carbohydrate, that's going to go like right back into my muscles and store it for the run that I'm going to do today. I have this about an hour and a half before I run. I keep sipping on my coffee for about another half hour, and then I'll start stretching. And about 20 minutes before I run, I take another carbohydrate source. Again, I'm not sponsored by these, but I love this product. About 20 minutes before I am working out or going for my run, I'll take a scoop of this, the G1M Sport, the Go One More Sport. This is a carbohydrate and electrolyte formula. I want to get electrolytes into my system before I work out and run. And also the carbohydrates are so easy on the stomach. Oh my goodness. Because stomach issues are pretty pervasive for runners. I have stories that shall not be told on the internet right now, but man, I've got some that you would just laugh at. My husband and I still laugh at them, even though it's been a long time since I have fixed my running stomach issues. This is so good if you're looking for a good carbohydrate source that does not upset your stomach. You can take this during the workout or before. I like to take it before. Again, not sponsored by them. I just genuinely love this product. I know that they came out with one recently that has caffeine and neurotropics in it. That's how you say it. I tried it, and let's say I felt like I was kind of like running on a cloud. I think the neurotropics, is that what it's called? Anyways, mushrooms, something to do with mushrooms. Wow. They said it was going to simulate giving you the runner's high, but I felt high all right. Anyway, so I'm just going to stick with the regular one for now with no magic mushrooms. So now we're ready to go out the door. While I run, I take some electrolyte tabs with me. These are just a little electrolyte salt pills. And because while I run, I need to replenish electrolytes, but I do not like to drink electrolytes on my run. I don't want to drink sweet drinks on my run. So I just want to drink water. So that's why I take the salt pills. And then during the run, every 3 miles, I take a gel. These are 25 grams of carbs each. So depending on my pace, I'll have between 50 to 75 grams of carbs an hour. These are the Maurten. I'm not sure how to say it. Maurten. Again, not sponsored by them, but I love these products. These have about the consistency of Jell-O, and I have tried all the gels, people. I've tried all the gels. I don't like the fruit flavored ones. They're too sweet. This just tastes like you're eating like some sweet plain Jell-O. I don't know how to describe it, but you also don't have to take water with these. Most gels you really have to take water with, and these you can just chug them. You kind of like swallow them because again, they're like the consistency of Jell-O. Yeah, so one of those every 3 miles. So that's 50 to 75 grams of carbs an hour. I don't count those into my like daily calories because the intra run just gets burned. So, I mean, I do track them, but on a day when I track them, actually, like you will see today, I will go over my daily carb allotment, but that's because I'm taking the intra run gels, which is super important. All right, so we've covered coffee and collagen first thing in the morning, pre-run meal, pre-run carb top up, and also the intra-run gels. What happens when I get home from my run or I'm done my workout? I want fast digesting carbs and fast digesting protein. Fat, I keep at a real minimum post-workout because fat slows digestion. And plus I just don't really want it. So I eat a bagel, white flour bagel. It's usually cinnamon, everything bagel, or just a plain bagel. I put some jam on it and eggs and egg whites. That's it. So simple. And then of course I sit and have another coffee. That usually happens around 8:30 in the morning. And then at 11:30 is when I have my lunch. And this lunch I have been eating probably every day for about the last 5 years, or some variation on it, because I find that it doesn't give me the post-lunch slump that a lot of us have around 1 or 2 in the afternoon. I tend to keep my lunch very compact and small. I don't want to feel like I have a lot in my stomach at lunch. So starchy carbohydrate source, white rice, very compact source of carbohydrate, really easy to digest. Vegetable source of carbohydrates, I tend to lean towards Brussels sprouts or broccoli. Just steamed, that's it. Ground chicken, and then a nice big healthy scoop of like half an avocado on top. So I have these all pre-made. I do a weekly meal prep every Friday. These are all pre-made. They're in glass containers in the fridge. I stick it in the microwave, heat it up, drizzle some hot sauce on it, and off we go. Around 1 p.m. in the afternoon, I'll have a decaf coffee, again with cream, full fat cream. I love the cream. And I have a sweet tooth every day between 1 and 2 p.m. And so I got these Built Puff Bars. Again, not sponsored by them, just genuinely love these. I like the puffs. If you go to the Built, the bars are really, really, really chewy and really chewy. These ones are like marshmallows. The puffs are like a marshmallow and they're covered with real chocolate, but I love the macros on these. So for when I have my sugar craving, like my chocolate craving every day, these totally fit the bill. Yeah, incredible macros on them, like 150 calories, 4 grams of fat, 20 grams of carbs, 15 grams of protein. So these are amazing. If you get a midday sweet tooth, oh my gosh, I am just all about the cookie dough chunk now. That's it. I've tried them all. This one is the only one I buy anymore because I always crave it. That's it. So I have this every day. And then I have, getting through the day, the afternoon, just trying to get things done. I don't really want to stop and eat. So I pre-make fruit protein smoothies. Got these little Helix cups. And when I meal prep on Friday mornings, I make a big batch. I have a really big, like pro level blender just because I'm so all about meal prep. And I'll make fruit protein smoothies, just cherries, banana, protein powder, water, blend it up, and then I freeze them. So you don't have to make your smoothies every day. Oh, I put walnuts in here too for fat. So walnuts for fat, fruit, and a little bit of protein powder. There's about 20 grams of protein in here, and just water. I don't like the milk stuff. So milk substitutes or just even too much regular milk. So yeah, then you can freeze these. So that's what I have in my afternoon. Decaf coffee, the Built Puff Bar, and fruit protein smoothie. That's that. And dinner most nights is some variation on a big old salad, because at the end of the day, I really want to sit down and like eat a big bowl of something. However, my calories, I can't really just sit down and eat like a monster bowl of pasta. I'll do that later when I'm like on month 13 of my 13-month training program. But right now, I really just love a big bowl salad. So I always keep ground beef in the fridge, everything for salads, tomatoes, lettuce. We'll usually put some black beans on top as a starchy carb source. And then, yeah, healthy like dressings. Keep it nice and light and fresh so you don't feel heavy at the end of the day, but it still feels very comforting to just sit with a big bowl and just stuff your face. It's so satisfying. So that's really it. That's what I eat in the day. Meals 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I tend to spread my macros pretty evenly throughout the day. I'm not a believer in snacks and meals. I want full meals. It helps mentally when you're really hungry, because if you're really hungry and you're like, oh, I can only have a snack before dinner, I'm like, wah, wah. So I know at 1 p.m. that I've got like a meal coming. I've got, my I've got something hearty that's going to actually make me feel full. It prevents sort of those afternoon crashes, things like that. And then by the time I get to dinner, I'm not ravenous. Like I definitely want to sit with something really hearty and have a nice comforting dinner, but I'm not like wanting to chew my arm off. That's the breakdown of the day. Again, my focuses are whole foods, eating for volume. Sometimes you need small volume, sometimes you need big volume. Big believer in just focusing on protein, eating the rainbow, and eating your fats. Supplements, like what other supplements do I take in a day? I'll do another video focusing just on that because my supplements really are focused on keeping inflammation down just from all the running and training, but I'll do that separately. So here is my video. I hope you enjoyed it. What I eat in a day, about 2,000 calories for my base building phase of training for the Great World Race. If you want to go back and watch the video where I outlined my training phases, again, just a reminder, you can go back and watch that. You can go watch the previous video about sort of my overall nutrition philosophy. And I hope something in this video was helpful. If you need any help with macros, if you're interested in it, please do come into my app, the Beyond Before and After Fitness app. Please do check out MacroPath, my AI smart app that will just tell you what to eat. It will set your goals, set your macros, and then just tell you what to eat. But anything that you want to know about nutrition, I have so many resources. I've been teaching this for a long time. I love to teach macros. If there's something I could teach all day, every day, it would be macros. Macro hacking, helping women understand them. I love them. Please put anything in the comments below, anything you want to see more of. Please connect with me on Instagram, subscribe here to my YouTube channel, and please join me as I journey to run the Great World Race, 7 marathons, 7 days on all 7 continents in November 2026. Have an amazing day, everyone. I hope you learned something. I'm so grateful that you're here. Bye.